Okay, so number one is going to lead us into what we're doing today. It says if y minus 11 equals 20, evaluate 2y plus 5. So we have to do two things here. The first thing is if y minus 11 equals 20, we need to know what y is. We know that y minus 11 is 20. So this is a one-step equation. We need to get y by itself. So the first thing we're going to do is add 11 here, add 11 here, and find out that y is equal to 31. The next thing that we're going to do here is now that we know that y is 31, we're going to apply it to this expression. So 2 times y, which is 31, plus 5. And 2 times 31 is 62, and 62 plus 5 is 67. Number two, which of the following correctly shows 2 less than a number? Okay, 2 less than a number. Well, I know less than is going to mean subtraction. This is showing a product, which is multiplication. This is showing addition, which is sum. So we're between either A or B, and they look pretty similar. But the thing is, 2 less means you're taking away 2. Taking away 2 is shown with answer choice B. Number three, Heather earns $8 per hour for walking a dog. Which equation can she use to determine how many hours H she must work to earn $256? So let's start with a couple pieces of information we know. I think the most important piece is that $256 is going to represent the total. We also know she earns $8 per hour, and we don't know how many hours. So starting with the total can be really helpful here because in answer choice D, it's not showing 256 as the total. In answer choice C, it's not showing 256 in the total. This is saying 256 times the number of hours she works, which doesn't make any sense. So now we're down to A and B. So we know she makes $8 per hour. We don't know how many hours she works. If she worked for 2 hours, it'd be 8 times 2, 16. If she worked for 5 hours, it'd be 8 times 5, 40. But we don't know how many hours she works. So that's shown in right here, 8 times H representing the unknown amount of hours. We do know that if we take the number of hours she works and times it by 8, eventually she's going to get 256. Number 4 says determine the area of a triangle with a base of 5, a hypotenuse of 13, and a height of 12. Well, this is really just about knowing the formula. And the formula for finding the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 times base times height. So this hypotenuse, that is really irrelevant. That does not factor into the formula for area of a triangle. So all we have to do is area equals 1/2 times the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 12. If you had a calculator, you type in 0.5 times 5 times 12, or 5 times 12 is 60, half of 60 is 30. So this triangle would have an area of 30 square units. Okay, today, like we said, we are going to be working with solving equations. And when you solve equations, you use the inverse operation. So the most important thing is being able to read it in math so that you can determine the inverse. For example, the first one we read as 5 times n is the same as 20. Because you know it's 5 times n, the inverse is division. So you'll divide by 5 to solve each one. So pause the tape and practice reading these 4 out loud to yourself. And then you can play the tape to hear me do it. So the first one is x divided by 7 is the same as 21. The inverse of divided by 7 is multiply by 7. The second one is 11 equals m minus 9. The inverse of minus 9 is plus 9. The third one is 3/4 times r equals 15. Remember, when there is a number, a coefficient with the variable, it means multiplication. So if it is 3/4 times r, the inverse is divided by 3/4. And the last one is x plus 4.27 equals 10. The